Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here are 5 audio dramas that you have to listen to. Now I know what you're thinking, why would I listen to an audio drama when I could just watch a movie instead? Well, let me tell you. Do you ever find yourself bored at work? Not much to do other than just to maybe listen to some music if your workplace allows it? Are you ever going on a walk or a run or going out to do something outside, running some errands, you know, whatever you're fucking doing. And you ask yourself, I wish I could just listen to something. You know, I want to experience something in the mind. No, you don't ask yourself that. You'd rather just listen to the same old music on loop every single day of your life? Or would you rather listen to a movie for your mind? Instead of running around doing errands listening to the same old Taylor Swift soundtrack, why don't you turn up some goddamn audio dramas to live a better life, to lead a more creative and entertaining life? And let me tell you, buddy, audio dramas are the way to go if you're looking for something to spice things up a bit. Oh, you have yourself a 3 to 10 hour drive somewhere? Well, here's an audio drama for you to listen to for the next 5 hours. Oh, and you know what? Here's another audio drama that you listen for another 10 hours. A movie for the motherfucking mind, bitch. Just to get this out of the way so you're not asking me why I'm not talking about it, all these shows that I'm listing here have amazing sound effects, amazing sound design in general, and brilliant performances by all the actors all around here. All right, let's get to it.
There are marks, scores on the bunker.
What kind of marks?
Big ones, like a bear, deep into the concrete.
It's not bare.
Ah, the White Vault. I think this is one of the first audio dramas I ever listened to, and man, did it just change and open my mind about podcasts in general. Let me tell you something. The moment you open up the audio drama podcast rabbit hole is the moment you can't stop. This show follows a repair team sent out to Outpost Freestead, which is a station in the outskirts of Svalbard. Google says that Svalbard is a Norwegian archipelago in the Arctic Ocean. And if you don't know what archipelago means, neither do I. You know, I'm sorry, okay? I'm a fucking idiot as well. This repair team or a group of strangers gets stranded or stuck at the station for a very long time due to extreme weather conditions. And as they try their luck exploring the surrounding area, perhaps this blizzard isn't a natural one. They make some discoveries that for some reason no one has discovered. There is potentially some kind of supernatural monster following them, chasing after them. It's basically a cabin in the woods kind of story, but without the cabin and without the woods. It's more of a metal shack, whatever station. I don't know, what the fuck. I really love the format as to how the story is told. Essentially, it's an English woman going over recordings and pieces of evidence that was discovered at the Svalbard station. So right from the start, you know or you don't know if anyone survived. But the person narrating here does a brilliant job at explaining, or at least giving us pieces of what has happened to this group. I don't know if the mythology of this story is inspired from something or is taken from some Celtic, Swedish, whatever fuck mythology ever, I don't know. But it has such a brilliantly creepy atmosphere, especially with the creature that is following them around. And somehow this show managed to make statues, just frozen, tall giant statues, just creepy as hell because they just appear and disappear. You know, we've seen it all before, but I love the presentation in this show. The way it's told and done, portrayed in here, it just feels refreshing. One thing I will admit is that it starts off pretty slow. The White Vault feels like a drag from the start. But the moment that you kind of sit through it a little bit, push through the first couple of episodes, when things finally start happening, when the plot finally starts moving along, man, boy, oh boy, that's when this show really kicks off. I'm telling you, man, the moment creepy shit starts happening, it becomes like a whole different show. There's ritual chanting, there's monster growling, screaming, or whatever. There's a fucking underground cave that leads to some hidden place, whatever. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but holy shit, there's just so much to explore, to learn, to figure out. I love the mystery in this story, and it pains me to say that the latest season is fucking garbage. Look, I fucking love this show, okay? I don't care what anyone says. This show is great. It may be slow to them, but it wasn't slow to me. only at the start. It just disappoints me that this show took like a Game of Thrones dive at the end because its latest series or season that's in the same universe as the White Vault, Goshawk or however you pronounce it, it fucking sucks. It blows. There are 5 seasons in the White Vault and it ends off with such a cliffhanger, making me hope, making me wish, making me desire. It begs to be explored further more. I can't wait for the story to continue with this character that I've grown to love. I want to see more of her in action because goddamn, it ends off with such a you know what I mean? Goshawk is such an offensively slow season that adds nothing to the overall story and world that was built upon the first 5 seasons. And we're also following different characters that none of us care about, that we don't grow to like at all. I just want to go back to the main characters that we grew to love in the past season. All the setup gone, wasted. What happened here? What is this season? All right, look, I know I'm trying to sell you this show, and yeah, it's a great show. All right, I just want to let you know what you're getting yourself into. You're getting yourself into a Game of Thrones type of ending, where the ending doesn't really feel like an ending. It's more like a cliffhanger that never gets resolved because the writers just fucking dropped the ball so hard. The last one that I just couldn't finish. I just couldn't finish because there's some stupid twist that I saw from a mile away that I was hoping that they didn't do, but then they did it. And I was just like, why? Why? You guys were doing so well. So fucking well.
We call it the Vault.
That's unbelievable. The first proof of extraterrestrial life, and we find it at the bottom of the ocean.
Boy, oh boy, do I have a gripe with the writer-creator of this show, but goddamn, Fathom is one of the best audio dramas ever, period, ever. And it pains me to say that I can't recommend the latest season because it takes him 1 to 2 months to write a 40 fucking minute episode. Why does it take so long to write just one fucking episode, my man? Why didn't you just finish the series first, finish writing it all, and then produce it all to release them all weekly or bi-weekly, motherfucker? Okay, look, I'm not trying to send any death threats. I'm not trying to be angry because I do really love this show. I love everything about this show. Besides some repetitive character dialogue, I really enjoyed the direction, unique take on this underwater base. We start off with Dr. Eva Graf, who is the project director of this group of scientists trying to open up an ancient artifact found deep in the dark deep of an ocean in the deep waters of a distant planet. Her job is to figure out how to open it and what is inside, but maybe, just maybe, some things are best left closed. Yes, you can assume that she manages to open this artifact. It releases some kind of alien life form that starts making shit go down. We're essentially following Dr. Graf for the first half of the season, showing us how she manages to get it open and what goes down. And then we switch over to Agent Blaine, who is an investigator for the company that employs Dr. Graf. He's there to find out why it's taking Dr. Graf and her team so long to open up this artifact, and to determine what the best course of action would be, either to shut down the place or nuke the whole place or find a whole new project director because things aren't going so hot. What I really love about this show is that we learn so much about these characters without it feeling like some giant exposition dump. The characters in this show all have a backstory that helps audiences, us, listeners, understand why they are where they are now. Dr. Eva Graf is running away from shit that happened in her personal life, so she decides to go to the farthest place ever, into the darkest depths ever. Agent Blaine is not some sellout to a company. No, he's actually someone with a moral compass trying to do what's best, what's right for all people, all of humanity. And it's really that makes me connect so much with the characters, because they all feel like real people. I feel like I can connect with their stories that's being told here. And that's what really sets Fathom apart from so many other shows. It's because the characters feel so alive here. Make sure to check this one out. Just hold off on the latest season because that shit is taking forever to finish. Jesus fucking Christ.
So, Tanis is a city?
Sometimes. Maybe, but not that city.
I don't understand.
It's not an easy thing to understand.
Tanis. If you're looking for something a bit more podcast-like, you might enjoy this one. Here, let me just read it to you right here, the summary that's provided on the Spotify page. Tanis is a serialized docudrama about a fascinating and surprising mystery, the myth of Tanis. Tanis is an exploration of the nature of truth, conspiracy, and information. Tanis is what happens when the lines of science and fiction start to blur. We follow Nick Silver, who tries to uncover the mysteries of Tanis by a hacker friend who totally legally acquires documents and information on people and Tanis things, or exploring random cabins in the woods that give you the ultimate psychedelic experience. Some people have expressed how this show can be kind of slow and maybe goes off the rails at a certain point, but for me, I am all about that shit. I love a good mystery, conspiracy. I love it when shit just starts going crazy out of nowhere. It goes from grounded to crazy, but it has to be done in a believable way, and I think Tanis does that right. And it's not like it's a huge surprise that it starts going fucking apeshit out of nowhere. I mean, right from the start, from the first couple of episodes, you know, like, okay, this word, this thing that Tanis is, it's not just gonna be some grounded kind of thing in real life. No, it actually starts devolving, or, you know, going to this rabbit hole of just crazy teleporting shaping shit. I don't know how the fuck to describe it. There's a cabin in the woods that teleports in and out all over the place in the world, and if you go in it, is it really just a cabin or is it expanding inside and we just don't even know it? The show is pretending written like it's actually happening, so when you listen to it, you know, you're gonna think, oh, is this like real? Is this actually happening? Because Nick Silver goes and interviews people and having them think or say like, oh yeah, this is happening, it's for my show. It's literally a show within a show. I don't mind this show at all. I think it's great. I love the wacky, crazy shit that it starts spiraling into, and although the ending didn't exactly satisfy me, I'm glad I got to experience this.
Otherworldly corner of southeastern Massachusetts, the Bridgewater Triangle.
Have you ever been in Freetown Forest at night? I wouldn't recommend it.
Starring Misha Collins, Melissa Ponzio, Alan Tudyk, Karen Sony, and a bunch of other folks that give amazing performances. Do I need to say any more? We follow Jeremy Bradshaw, portrayed by Misha Collins, who is a folklore professor that doesn't believe in the folklore he's sharing. One day, his dad, who was once a sheriff or a cop in this little town of theirs, his badge appears out of nowhere and Jeremy has to put his life on hold to discover why the fuck is it like brand new. How is it that his badge has been missing for 40 years and yet it's clean, as if it never got damaged or anything like that at all? Almost as if someone preserved it. So, as Jeremy falls into the rabbit hole of his dad's disappearance, he is forced to challenge his past and present day beliefs. Who doesn't love a good supernatural thriller mystery? Especially starring Misha Collins? I mean, I'm already there. Anybody who's a huge folklore nerd or supernatural nerd or whatever kind of nerd that is into this kind of Bigfoot kind of shit, you're gonna love this show. It has a 40-year mystery in a town that is considered widely hot, full of all kinds of supernatural beings. But the show doesn't just rely on the supernatural aspect of things to keep you invested. The plot also involves the life of Jeremy Bradshaw and what's happened to him since then, as how he's been dealing with the death of his dad. And the deeper he surges into his dad's disappearance, the more he learns about his own life and the people around him. Yeah, some of it can be kind of cheesy and feel like a CW show, but honestly, for an audio drama at this kind of level, it's fucking awesome and it works brilliantly. Bridgewater is a complete show. You can start it, get it done, and feel kind of satisfied at the end. I was hoping for a season 2, but it looks like it's never gonna happen. There were talks of this audio drama being turned into a live action TV show, but it seems like that's also not gonna happen, which is just so unfortunate because this story here is so fucking good, especially with all the supernatural shit that's happening. Mythological creatures, magical beasts, cults performing summoning rituals, a skeptic being forced to challenge his own beliefs as he tries to uncover the disappearance of his dad. This show really has it all, and it is so fucking good. The writing here is so pinpoint accurate, on point. The emotions and unraveling events, it's so brilliantly done here that I constantly find myself re-listening to this story. Don't miss out on this one.
Come on, stay standing for me.
When she moves, she'll come for your weak side on the left. Faint at the last second.
You can't.
And last but not least, and the most recent show on this list, Last Dance. Produced in Belfast, Northern Ireland, Last Dance takes us all the way back to Irish folklore, myths, Celtic legends, whatever you want to call it. I'm not 100% too sure as to what kinds of mythology it's diving into, but if you're a fan of, like, let's say Nordic, Celtic, Viking mythology or whatever, you're gonna love this show. There's a war going on where some invaders are trying to kill some monks, and our main character here, who is a scavenger, Derelict, gets caught in the middle of it by running into Brother Orr. This show caught me by surprise because I just saw someone post about it on this subreddit r/audio drama. The storytelling here is absolutely fucking genius. Without spoiling too much, there's a character who, I guess you could say, let's just say consciousness is inside our main character, Rake, and this consciousness is helping Rake do things that he couldn't do before. The lore, the atmosphere, the setting, it is so fucking badass. I mean, if you love the movie The Northman, oh my goodness, this feels exactly like that. It's like they just took, copy and pasted the atmosphere, the style, the setting, everything in here, and then expanded upon it with all the more lore, mythological shit, and I just want to keep consuming it. And due to some events with certain characters, they must journey their way across the lands to find a man who will hopefully help them fight off this war, or whoever's chasing after Rake, because he just wants to survive. And I gotta tell you, this show does not hold back. It doesn't pull any punches here. It gets really fucked up, and I'm hoping for it to get even more fucked up with more episodes, because unfortunately there's only 7 episodes right now. Hey Max and Mark, if you guys are seeing this, or if you guys ever see this, I need you guys to finish this fucking show, because it's too damn good to be leaving us on such a fucking cliffhanger, man. Where is the next episode? The world building, the accents, the monologuing, the characters. There is just so much goodness here that I just want to learn more about. I hope that all of this gets explored. I love just how different and unique the mythology is. I'm a huge sucker to something different with magical powers and shit, so the fact that we are getting that, or with creatures such as Changeling going on, I mean, I need this. This is my kind of show. Here's another one. If you really like the setting, the atmosphere, the world, the mythology of Hellblade 2, you're gonna fucking love this. I love some good mythology stuck into some good storytelling and badass action sequences. That's all I need. It's pitch perfect beautiful. And you know what? That's what this is. Do not miss out on Last Dance. This is a hidden gem that not enough people have heard of. What the fuck are you doing with your life if you haven't heard Last Dance? And audiences out there that have heard Last Dance, tell the creators to release the next fucking episode because we all need it. Alright, well that's enough of me. Sorry for bugging you guys for so long and fumbling my words a lot and getting maybe even a little too repetitive at certain points, but I'm still just trying to get used to all this YouTube stuff, so please don't mind as I get used to it and develop a better and more coherent vocabulary. Anyways, sorry for rambling again. Give these a listen, and I'll catch you guys next time on another list of audio dramas that you need to listen to.